every generation, Lord. Every generation, Lord.
Well, I think I have to go back to my grandparents. And I remember how faithful they were when I was growing up. And it means the world to us to have our kids in church, working in church, and then having our grandkids and great-grandkids in church. It's not even about us, though. It's all about God. He said He'll never leave us, and He's with us every day, and we've gone down life's path. We took some exit we shouldn't have took, but He's always there for us, and it just means the world. When they look at me, I hope they see something more than me. I hope they see God and what He can do, because they know I'm human and I make mistakes.
To me, words can't describe what it means to have my family here in church with me. I wasn't raised in a church family, so therefore I don't have the background that Ray had, and it all began with us. And I really can't put it into words, but I give God all the glory for it.
I think probably the biggest example I gave my mom and dad is faithfulness. Their faithfulness to God and God's faithfulness to them. Dad was a great influence. He was a very patient guy, always has been, and Dad kind of exhibited that, I think, the patience that God exhibits. And you know, Mom and Dad have always encouraged us to get involved in ministry and to be involved in ministry, and they've led by example. I think that's the biggest thing. And even now, they're still involved in ministry. I think that carries through our family. My two sisters and their husbands are involved in churches, and my kids are involved in churches, and it just kind of carries through the family. I see the legacy that my mom and dad have left to my two kids, Jeremy and Michelle, and I want to be able to pass that same legacy to them. I see them look up to my mom and dad, and again, see their faithfulness. I want to be like that with Carson, you know, and Noah when he comes around, and I want to be faithful, and for my grandkids to be able to look at me, and when my life on earth is done and I'm up in glory, I want my grandkids to be able to say, my Poppy was a faithful guy to God's service, and faithful to God, and God in turn was faithful to him.
Great.
Having my grandparents in my church is, I don't know, it's just, it's amazing to see how they affect us, knowing that they, along with my parents, have always stressed the importance of going to church and having Jesus in your life and walking that life every day. I know when we were kids and we would leave from church with my grandparents, going to eat or going to their house, listening to gospel music with them is such an awesome memory that I have and I will cherish, and I try to share that with my daughter and my children in the future, and my parents do the same thing.
You know, along with her, what can you say? To see it from a young age, from grandparents and then through your parents, just to see the influence they've had on them, and then to see what they can pass along to us. There's so much wisdom in them. I mean, it's simple to go and look back and say, you know, if you had any issue at any time, they've been through it, and it's nice to have that ability to go to them, and then to see them. Of course, you know, we got little Noah on the way, and to say that my grandparents were in church and started this with our family, and now it's there to go along, and I want to be able to pass that along too.
Say I love Papa. Say well, this much? That's a lot.
To every generation, to every generation, a sanctuary from the storm. To every generation.